Tolulope the American Girl. Chapter 3. Arrival in Osun State. They had arrived at the family house in Osun State. The serene and friendly environment had a calming effect. The trees moved rhythmically to the flow of the breeze. The afternoon was so calm and soothing, and the only noise that could be heard was the laughter of children playing somewhere in the surrounding, clapping and stomping their feet. Tolu's mother said the game they were playing was called 10-10. "Mom, please, can I join them?" Tolu asked her mother. "Patience, Tolu, Efarabel. We just got here. Let's go in, greet everyone, settle down, then you can go and play." "Okay, Mom," she replied her mother and turned to her older siblings. "Hurry guys, there's no time. I still have to go and play, you know." Her mother chuckled and shook her head at the tone she took with her siblings. A man riding a bicycle with a large hat made of raffia on his head to shade his face from the afternoon sun waved at them as he rode past them. "Everyone's so nice in this country, Busy," Tolu's older sister spoke for the first time since they got to Osun State. An old woman sat in front of the house they were approaching. She had a tray of leaves in her lap. She was concentrated on the task and didn't notice them approaching. The old woman looked up and her face broke into the biggest smile. She set aside the tray she had in her lap as Babatunda and Ayabo ran towards her. Babatunda prostrated in greeting while Ayabo knelt. The woman held them both with tears in her eyes, singing praises to God. "Aliwa Oseo," she kept repeating and suddenly broke into songs. "Kabo o, Kabo. Babatunda tiahoda o, Kabo. Ayabo tiahoda o, Kabo. Thank God. Aliwa Ose." Tears began to flow freely down the old woman's face as Babatunda tried to hold back his own tears too. "I thought I would never see you again." She hugged Babatunda and Ayabo again. She noticed the children standing back and turned towards them. "Ha! Awano momo miri. Atakano, omo oba. Olabasai, Tolulope." She called their names as she took each one in her arms. "Do you know me?" she asked them. They all bent to greet her just as they saw their parents do, but she stopped them saying, "Ima diawo ola tiali. Ha! Ikabo." Their closest neighbors who had heard Mama's voice came to see what was going on. "Ha! Babatunda. Ayabo. You're welcome," they all chorused. "Mama, Ikua moju bao." They all dispersed one by one after greeting the American visitors. "Iko Mama. We decided to leave earlier. Say Dada Labain. I hope you've been well," Tolu's mother asked Mama when she had calmed down. When the children that took their bags in came back out, Ayabo called them and shared some of the things she had in her handbag among them. They all sat on the long benches the children had brought for them outside. Grandma sat back on her ijoko and carried her tray of leaves. She shouted after one of the boys, "Ojo, Biami lo pi deliwa." Grandma was smiling as she continued to pick her leaves. Tolulope's attention was on the leaves her grandma was picking. She looked up to her daddy and asked, "What is that in the tray?" pointing at the tray in her grandma's lap. Grandma smiled as Babatunda answered her, "Those are yudu leaves. Whatever does she want from them?" asked the ever-curious girl. "That is yudu. And it's used to make soup. You should remember it. We had it at home last month." Your aunt brought the dried powdered one. That's the fresh leaf, came her mother's reply. Ekben, they all turned in the direction of a man who was walking towards where they sat. Deli, Babatunde's younger brother arrived and they all rose to greet him. He hugged them one by one and he couldn't seem to stop smiling. He had a very funny accent. Tolu wanted to ask whether that was how all Nigerians spoke. Oh! I'm so happy to see you all. Let us go in so you can settle into your rooms. As they walked in, he held on to his brother as if he expected him to disappear any time. Boda me. Ha! It's been so long. You are now so old. Babatunde laughed at his brother's observation. 20 years of not seeing me and that's the first things you notice. But it's the truth now, he answered laughing. I missed you, Ekben, Deli said more seriously and his brother stopped walking to hug him. After they had all freshened up, they were served dinner of yudu, bagairai and umla with very big chunks of meat that Grandma said was ogive. Mom, this yudu tasted different than the one we had at home. It's more delicious and tasty. Yes, darling, we just had the complete package. Fresh yudu leaves, bagairai made from blended beans and the red stew made from fresh tomatoes and pepper from Grandma's garden. Everyone clapped to get their attention. I have the most amazing trips planned throughout your stay. Before anyone could react, Grandma called the children from the backyard. When they got there, they saw her sitting on the floor. Grandma, why are you sitting on the floor outside? There's plenty of chairs and sofa inside, the children wanted to know. Sit on the mat, everyone. It's story time, was the only reply she gave them. To know where the story ends, hit the like and follow button.